Write a subplot in a tween book. Stories are made more dramatic by their subplots. Not only does this give it a more realistic feel, it also adds to the impact, events, and characters that the readers may relate to. There are even times when the main conflict arises from the story's subplots. The subplot may involve another character, conflict, setting, and events. It makes the story more intense, enjoyable, and exciting. Sometimes, it pulls away your attention from the main plot for a while to set up another conflict or probable solution to the story's conflict. It also gives more focus to the other characters involved. There are even times when you are about to finish a story and you cannot wait to find out what happens to a certain character in the story's subplot. It will definitely be a challenge to write a story with subplots, but if you are interested in finding out how, just read the guidelines and instructions below. Come up with your subplot. Look at the other elements and settings of your main story. From there, you could think of the possible subplots that can happen. If your main story is about the struggles of a student in being able to graduate, then in one event, he can be studying in the library when someone suddenly invites him to join an organization. He decides to join and meets some friends who he became friends with. What happens in their friendship could be your subplot. Alternate your plot and your subplot. Now that you are writing two stories, you need to be able to switch from one storytelling to the other regularly. You may give them alternate chapters so that the tweens would be able to understand the stories clearer. Weave the plots together. As your story ends, the readers should be focusing on the climax of the story. They should not be torn by two stories. You need to integrate your subplot into your main plot. For example, after the student solves his dilemma with his friends, he became closer to the group again and all his friends help him study and prepare for graduation. Use your subplot for comic relief or romantic angles. If your main plot is not about the love interest of the main character, then you can insert a romantic angle to your story using the subplot. It can also be a comic relief to lighten up the entire story. Like in the same example, the student's friends took him out to the beach one day in order to relax. They began doing silly things that will make the readers laugh and they constantly match him up with a girl from the same school. Use your subplot to show a different side to the main character. Sometimes, subplots reveal a different side to the main character. Again, in the same example, the student who is so serious at home because of all the pressure he gets begins to loosen up when he is with his friends. He gets to reveal his fun and wacky side. Now that you have come up with an effective subplot within your main plot, then you may begin reviewing and polishing your story. It is a job well done. Remember that if you intend tweens to read it, then it must be very entertaining, enjoyable, wholesome, and exciting. Besides, it is always fun to be young at heart.